All right, so today we're going to really dive deep into some really cool ideas on personal growth and just navigating change,
Yeah.
you sent over this article by Shawn Wondunna Foley,
Yeah. Imagine a new life, I think it's called.
Imagine a New Life, right?
Yeah. From innerway.com.o.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's a really, I think, concise and focused piece about just being open to new possibilities.
Yeah, absolutely.
So our kind of mission today is to unpack the core ideas
Yeah.
about embracing new beginnings and just figuring out, how you can manifest a life that you actually, want to live.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's kind of the goal here for everybody listening.
Totally. And one of the things that really jumps out from the article is this idea of welcoming the new.
Okay.
Right. It's like this idea of we're not just waiting for change to happen,
Right.
but we're actively creating space for it.
Yeah.
Welcoming new paths, new energy relationships, experiences.
I love that. Because that's a very active way of approaching it. You know what I mean?
Totally.
It's not passive.
Yeah, it's not being like, oh, well,
Yeah.
Whatever happens, happens. It's more like, okay, what can I do to invite these new things in?
And I think it's interesting, too, because Wondunna Foley really emphasizes the fact that life is just this constant evolution.
Right.
It's not like things are static.
Yeah.
And I think by, consciously being open to change and to these new possibilities, it's like we create opportunities that maybe weren't even there before.
Yeah, absolutely. And, thinking about that a little deeper, it's really about shifting from a place of potentially resisting the unknown to being excited about it.
Yes.
Meeting it with anticipation.
Right.
Like what could be out there.
Totally.
And we were talking about openness before, and it's not just external, right? It's really this receptivity to transformation in ourselves as well.
Okay.
The article suggests that this willingness to embrace what we don't know can really permeate our entire being and lead to new experiences, new perspectives, connections that we wouldn't have otherwise.
Totally. Now, I want to get into something that I thought was super fascinating in the article.
Yeah.
It's this idea of being a magnet for magic.
Oh, yeah.
And, Wondunna Foley really presents this idea that the universe kind of responds to the energy that we're putting out there.
Yeah.
You know, so when we align ourselves with possibilities, with abundance, we start to see all these amazing things happen.
It's like synchronicity.
Right. It's almost like serendipity.
Yeah.
It's whoa, how did that happen?
That's right.
But it's it's because we've kind of put ourselves in that position to receive it.
We're putting out that energy and it's coming back to us.
Exactly. And it's a real call to trust, that the good stuff is coming our way.
Trust the process.
Trust the process.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that magnet idea really makes you think about the power of belief.
Totally.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's our mindset really shapes so much of our reality.
Absolutely.
And it's not just hoping for good things. It's cultivating that sense of expectation and possibility.
Totally. And that leads us to this picture that the article paints about this new life.
Yes.
This life of freedom, prosperity, abundance.
Yes.
In all forms.
I love that part.
Yeah, it even talks about these really interesting concepts like free energy and free living.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really cool.
Yeah.
This idea of living a life less constrained.
Yes.
And it also talks about, authentic self-expression.
Yeah.
It's really being who you are.
Yeah.
And it's not presented as some, far off ideal. It's this is something that we can actually create.
We can achieve.
Yeah. And what I found really empowering about this is the focus on our innate power.
Yeah.
It clearly states that we all have this capacity to create the life that we want.
Okay.
Exactly. It's about connecting with our true selves and trusting in our own unlimited potential.
I love that part. And the article also kind of encourages taking small steps,
Yeah.
leading to these bigger outcomes.
Yeah. It's not about one giant leap.
Yeah.
It's okay, what's one small thing I can do today?
It makes it less overwhelming.
Exactly.
When you think about it like that, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So it's really that idea of moving with purpose and vision.
Yeah.
And trusting that those small steps will get us where we want to go.
Let's get that snowball effect.
Exactly.
It starts small, but it can turn into something huge.
Huge.
Yeah. So I think for everyone listening, this deep dive into Wondunna Foley's article, it really highlights how important it is to just be open to new experiences,
Yeah.
to really embrace that personal evolution,
Yeah.
to recognize the power of your own mindset,
Absolutely.
and to understand that you have this incredible ability to shape a life that is, full of freedom and abundance.
Yeah. And what's really compelling is that it's not just some, airy-fairy concept. It's
Yeah.
like, this is something you can actually take action on
Today.
today.
Right, like right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so as you go about your day, think about it. What is one small thing
Yeah.
that you could do right now to welcome something new into your life?
Yeah. That's a great question.
And remember, that line from the article.
Yeah.
One's positive path ahead is created as one walks it now.
So powerful.
So powerful. And your potential, it's already there.
It's within you.
It's within you.
Yeah.
The journey forward begins with that very first step.
With that first step you choose to take.
You got it.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
It was great.
My pleasure.
Good to explore this with you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to everybody listening,
Yeah. See you next time.
see you next time.
Bye.